press fitting jaws and chains, use and maintenance. The pressing gun is an electro-hydraulic tool that provides the energy needed to press the fittings. Inside it, we have a piston that allows the compression of the jaw clamps. Here, these are the jaw clamps. These, on the other hand, are adapters for pressing with chains. Later we'll explain the difference between jaw clamps and chains. To press fittings with diameters ranging from 12 mm to 35 mm, we use jaw clamps. They are made up of two moving parts, hinged with these two pins. They are attached here, on the pressing equipment. The force of the piston is applied in this point, thus allowing compression of the fitting. Let's take a closer look at how jaw clamps and chains function. The greater forces in the jaw clamps occur in points where the rollers press down, point 1, and on the pins, point 2. The greatest material consumption on jaw clamps and chains is, on the other hand, in the pressing groove, point 3. The pins, sliding sectors, and pressing groove must be lubricated periodically, point 2, and point 3. If the pins are too worn, the terminals start to have too much play, and the pressing is no longer precise. Normally jaw clamps, like any other equipment, must be maintained. During use, you must always make sure both the pressing equipment and the jaw clamps and chains are clean and properly lubricated. Sand, construction site dust, and other foreign objects must always be removed from both the pressing equipment and the pressing organs. As we saw, lubrication is also important. The pins and pressing groove must be lubricated at least every 40 pressings. If enough attention is not paid to lubrication and cleaning, we could end up with pressing errors. With use, the pressing terminals also wear down. Each manufacturer establishes a period of time and certain number of presses. After that, you must bring these tools to an authorized maintenance center. Certain inspections will be made there, along with any repairs or replacements, to ensure that the tools can still work at maximum efficiency. In these specialized centers, they will check, for example, if the levers are still good and that the anchor pins are not overly worn. In fact, if they're worn, the jaw clamps will have too much play, leading, inevitably, to poorly performed pressing and leaks from the fitting that was pressed. There is no set rule to establish the duration of the jaw clamps. They generally last from 1,000 to 10,000 cycles. The information provided for the jaw clamps also applies to the chain adapters. The principle is the same, except that the jaw clamps act directly on the fitting, while the adapter acts on the fitting through the chain. As I said before, jaw clamps are used up to a diameter of 35 mm. Starting from a diameter of 42 mm, chains are used. Chains press fittings differently. They use the force of the adapter to obtain a more uniform pressing. Naturally, chains cost much more than jaw clamps. Jaw clamps are less complicated tools than chains, and, generally, last longer. With the increase in the diameter of the fitting, we must use chains. They can be made with at least 3 sectors, and go up to even 7 sectors. It also depends on the material of the fittings to be pressed. How chains work? Basically, in the chains, there is always an external crown, and inside, there are sectors here, 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 here. These sectors move during pressing, uniformly, towards the inside. To do this with extreme precision, all of the sectors must be able to move without obstacles. This means that there cannot be any rust, construction site dust, and excessive wear of the material. The sectors must always be mobile, and always checked this way. Remember that everything must always be perfectly lubricated. The more moving parts there are, the more careful we need to be of dirt, mobility, and lubrication. We talked about periodic inspections before. The frequency established by the manufacturers is an average based on normal use of these tools. The inspection interval depends especially on how the installer uses it. Normal use could be 5,000 pressings a year, while for an industrial installer, say in a naval construction site, could make up to 15,000 pressings in 3 months. Clearly, the maintenance frequency must be taken into consideration. This pressing equipment and these chains must be inspected much earlier. So, let's summarize the main points. Clean the equipment, lubricate it. Always make sure it is working perfectly. Plus, always keep these precision tools protected against construction site dust. Thanks.